Hey guys, I want to make a quick video about Aperture Finance. How they have an airdrop coming up. I want to show you how Aperture works a little bit, but I also want to just show you how the points work. So let's get on into it. This is app.aperture.finance. Let's hit the campaign button to get into the airdrop. So you will need a affiliate link to get into this. This will not pop up automatically. So do go to the link in the description where you can get use my link to jump into this. I will get you some extra points. Thank you very much for joining me there. There's multipliers for onboarding people. So this is partially why I'm making this video, just to be completely transparent. But as you know, I'm a yield farmer and I use Aperture to yield farm. So one super easy thing to start, guys, is go to this button right here and connect your Twitter account if you use Twitter, and this will give you some automatic points to jump start your total points here. I've only been doing this for about 3-4 days now. The point totals, that is, I didn't get into, I've been using Aperture for, gosh, at least 6 months now to be able to monitor my positions. I did get some points retroactively because I was a previous user of the platform. And then I've been using all these different features to accumulate more points. And it's really nice that they just give you how many points you're going to earn, roughly at least, to make these different transactions. And I do believe it's based on volume. Now, I did hear that you want to do at least a minimum of $200 on at least one of these actions to start the process. If you don't do $200, you do a bunch of $10 transactions or a $5 or $50 LP, something like that, you guys are going to be ineligible for gaining points, and you'll just watch this gain 0 points while you try out all these transactions and waste gas money. So make sure that your first LP is at least over $200, and then anyone, from what I understand, any subsequent transaction after that is going to give you points, but the first one has to be at least 200. So let's go and start an LP. So let's go to LPs, start a new position. I've already got this pendled USDT position. It's on the Arbitrum chain. It's a Uniswap v3 position. There are different positions that you can create here. So we're going to select our token. I'm going to show you how I would set up a position here. So don't have much in my wallet actually for doing this, but let's just say I have some Arbitrum and I want to pair it against USDC or ETH. Let's do ETH as they are a little bit more correlated, right? So then you get this range here. And this is what Uniswap v3 sort of looks like if you open it up, but this is a lot more user-friendly in my opinion. There's very few more features, but the features that are here are super helpful. Got your fee tier here. I would highly recommend that you use the one that's most selected. If you use the least one, you're gonna not make much in fees. If you choose something that's higher fees, it's going to get selected far less often from the user that's going to be paying you the fees. So I would recommend just going with the one that is the most used. And then we choose a range, right? So I like to do tight ranges. The tighter the range, the higher the APR. The nice thing about Aperture and also Uniswap v3 is it gives you this kind of heat map, if you will, of what's been the most common space of trading lately. So if you want to get in something pretty tight here, high APR, you could definitely do that. Now, one thing I do like to check here, guys, is actually going into, it's app.metrics.finance. This application will give you a really good sense of what the APRs will look like in this pool. So let's go and let's change pool and go to Uniswap v3 on the Arbitrum chain, select our tokens. It's too bad that we don't get this in the interface inside of Aperture. I'm sure they'll change that at some point, but Arbitrum to wrapped Ethereum, it's going to be wrapped Ethereum no matter what. Inside of Uniswap v3, if you can choose Ethereum or wrapped ETH, and it's going to do the same thing. So That's just how they show it in app.metrics.com, or .finance rather. And then choose your fee tier, the one that is most closely related to our fee tier here. Sometimes they're not exactly the same, but they should be pretty close. So back into metrics and simulate. So it'll give us a similar heat map, which is nice. It kind of takes this information from Uniswap probably. And we get to put in how much we want to put in this pool. So let's keep it at $1,000 just to keep it super simple. You can actually look at this from a how many days it's been in this range. So I like to go like, you know, I'm in pools for like days at a time, guys, not months at a time typically. So you can even adjust this even more. Every time you adjust something, it kind of adjusts everything else. Like flow-wise, it's top to bottom. So maybe you want to adjust it to the low of this valley here, but then pull this down to the peak of the recent, you know, daily range here. Might be even a better choice. The nice thing about this is really what I love about using app.metrics.finance is these visuals that you get. But there has been a lot of volume in this area between these two, so you could just do that, and then gives you an idea that you'd make $8.33, which is essentially what, 8%, 0.8% on $1,000 per day. It's not terrible at all. It's pretty great actually. APR wise, that's 304% APR if you abstracted that over a year, or 25% monthly, as long as it stayed in that range though. So obviously this range is super tight. You might get out of range within a couple days. You might be out of range in a couple hours. It all depends on the price of ETH and Arbitrum. So both are volatile assets, of course, but they are correlated because you know, ARB is an Ethereum compatible chain, and when ETH goes up, ARB typically does as well. Now they will diverge a little bit, so but this isn't a app.metrics.finance tutorial. This is a Aperture tutorial. So that's how you would start this sort of thing. Now you can zap in, which is great, and that gives you the chance to just jump in with one token, add liquidity with same token, ARB token, or ETH token, which is pretty great. Now one thing, going back to the campaigns here, setting up auto compounds, and go to your LP and do that. So I've already set up auto compound, but you just flick this button here and sign a transaction. It's not a transaction, it's actually a message. So you're actually not charged for the message transaction, however you are charged for the auto compounds. So when you do the auto compounds, it will ask for a range on how often you'd like to do that. I set it for about 0.1%. I want to be able to generate as much points as possible. I want to be compounding fairly often, and so you know, choose that on your own, whatever you'd like to do, whatever how much gas you want to spend on these transactions. But I think the points are more are going to be plus EV, guys, or you know, they're going to be worthwhile to spend the gas money, especially on chain like Arbitrum, where it's going to be, you know, 2 to 3 cents per transaction. You're going to have a higher likelihood that you're going to get more points that will accumulate in the airdrop. And this airdrop is actually going to be dropping, from what I understand, by the end of April. So we've only got a week and a half to 2 weeks left before this is the snapshot is taken, and even the TGE, or the event of the token dropping, could even happen in April still. So this has been underfarmed from what I understand, guys. If you look at the leaderboard, it's not super high. There's not a lot of people in the leaderboard. So you go back to campaigns, I can't remember where to put the leaderboard on this, but yeah, jump into this. Use the link in the description, guys. Accumulate some points, and hopefully you get a juicy airdrop. But it also is a great place to watch your farms, so and adjust them from there, right? So auto compound, you can adjust the ranges, reinvest, collect fees, rebalance. All of these things are done inside of Aperture Finance. Super simple. I love the love all the functionality here. And you have automated rebalancing and recurring rebalancing. All of these different things are intents, they call them. That's why when you go to Aperture, you have this Aperture intentional campaign. Participate now and start using Aperture if you're a yield farmer. It's a great application that's going to help you manage your pools a little bit more hands off. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more content just like this. Have a great week, and God bless.